Hello everyone, this is David Fisher and you're in the First Place Astrology. So today I came here to talk to you guys about Mars and Aries. Today we're having the ingress of this planet in the sign of Aries, and I want to have a few characteristics described to you so you can follow up as the events happen in your life, how it's manifesting for you specifically. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video if you like it. If you have any thoughts, if you want to give me some ideas of what to talk about next, please leave it in the comments. And yeah, let's get to it. So first of all, I want to describe the sign of Aries a little bit. I did that last video when I was talking about the eclipse, but I'm going to do that a little quicker now as well. So Aries is the sign of fire. We have two other signs of fire, and they are Leo and Sagittarius, which are associated with the planets Sun and Jupiter. Those planets, they are more ideal. They are more about our presence in our communities and how we are supported by our communities, how our ideas about ourselves reflect on the communities around us. Aries, however, is ruled by Mars, and Mars is this planet of personal issues. It's a more personal planet. And it has to do with your physical body, it has to do with your physical composition, your muscles, your head, and also the capability of your body to accomplish physically that which you envision to accomplish in whatever goal you're trying to exert your will. Now, it has to do with will, as I was saying, and it has to do with being able to create, to generate the reality that you envision around you, regardless of other people's opinions. So, very self-centered. That's the energy of Aries. Not that every Aries is going to be self-centered, but you get the idea. And the fire signs, they are creative. They impact the world around them like a volcano that destroys things when it erupts, but also spreads necessary elements for the earth to be more fertile and creates more landmass for things to live on as it does so. You have to imagine that energy of fire that way, especially Aries. Now, when Mars gets into Aries, it has the characteristic of being in domicile. Domicile is a type of dignity of a planet, and the domicile is when the planet has more of its own resources to do that which it envisions. What does that mean? You can imagine a band trying to play in a metal band, trying to play, for instance, in an elderly home. That is not really, it doesn't match really. But if you imagine them playing at a stadium, you have them much more comfortable to perform the way they are used to, right? So the same way, the planets have places where their expression, the way that circumstance comes about when they are transiting those places, favors their own nature. Which means that whenever you try to engage with the energy related to that planet in your personality, so in the case of Aries, action, egoic planning, like when you're planning things for your own benefit, when you're trying to individuate from things that are not really your kind of deal, like things that are not really describing you, when you want to separate from those things and create something new for yourself, or who you envision yourself to be in the future, you use Aries, you use Mars. When it's in domicile, the circumstances that come around you will promote that kind of feeling, will promote that kind of expression in a more beneficial way. If you have a bad Mars in your chart, and when I say bad Mars in your chart, I'm meaning if you don't have it well placed by sign, by house, if you have other planets like Saturn doing violence to it, as the ancients would say, you could experience this as a little more challenging. You could experience this as challenges that come your way so you can clear out the path for you to become who you want to become. But that will be more uncomfortable. If you have a good Mars in your chart, on the other hand, you can experience this as motivating circumstances that will get you off your ass and will make you be more motivated, more excited to engage, even if you're angry or something like that, even if the motivation is anger, like Mars likes to be angry, you will accomplish your goals without being too uncomfortable. You will be more well-centered in that Martian malefic kind of energy. And when I say malefic, I mean not that the planet is bad, but we have this equilibrium in life between good and bad things. We are all made of good and bad thoughts and impulses, and bad ones just mean that they are disruptive, that they take the life as we know it and change it in an uncomfortable manner or because of some challenge that we're facing. And it's necessary, always necessary. Now, Mars is going to be in Aries from the 30th of April today, as I record this video, it's just ingressed, until June 9th. And in this period, it's going to be only co-present with Mercury in Aries for a few days. Like for 10 days, about 10 days or so, Mercury will be in Aries, and it has been there for the past, I think, a month or two. It has been there for a long time, and it has impeded us from achieving things that have to do with Mercury in our charts. So Gemini and Virgo houses and the placement of Mercury in our charts was a bit damaged by the Mercury retrograde and the eclipses happening. With Mercury in Aries, we tried to put forward plans for those areas, and we kept running into unforeseen circumstances or impediments that we didn't account for prior to it. Now, with Mars, and Mars was in Pisces, I mentioned that in the last video that I made about the eclipse, so it couldn't really help Aries much because it was not connecting to its domicile. Now, this time around, with Mars going into Aries, those things that have been on hold for the past 2 months, they are going to start moving forward. You're going to see more circumstances that allow you in a new way, a creative new way, to achieve those goals that have been suspended for this long time that Mercury had been retrograde in Aries. And Mercury is also now moving forward. So everything falls into place and you're able to replace the old dreams, the old plans for something a little more objectively useful for yourself. Well, while it's in Aries, it's not going to make contact with anything else, Mars, so it's going to feel a little bit isolated, except for Mercury, but it's not going to complete the conjunction. So don't expect that every other area in your life is going to start moving forward just because you have Mars in Aries. That's not likely to happen. It's just likely to give you more energy, it's likely to give you more clarity, it's likely to give you more anger where it needs to be, but it's not going to support very much everything else going around in the chart at the moment for you. So just be aware of that, and don't be too frustrated if things are still not agreeing with that area that you have Mars and Aries going through your chart. You might want to put things forward there, and it might work for that particular area of your life, but you're not going to see other houses of your chart supporting that particular transit too much, at least not in the present, not when talking about the transiting planets as well. So that's what I have for today. It's got just a quick video for you guys to reflect on Mars and Aries and what it could bring for you, what it can mean for you. Again, check out the other videos that we have. I have some videos in the Hellenistic Astrology channel, some series that you can check out. The links will be in the description. Like this video, comment your thoughts, subscribe to the channel if you can, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.